for a lot of men, no matter how unhappy they are in their relationship or in their marriage, they don't want, just as there's a lot of women who don't want to break up their family, which is one of the reasons why a woman deals with a man who's cheating on her, because to her, it's like, it's more important for her to keep the family structure together and her dream of having a family, a stable family, even though you could argue that's not stability, but that's her perception, and that causes her to keep trying to push forward. And for a lot of men, even though they may not be happy and they may have thoughts of walking away, those kids loom over their head and like, I don't want to risk losing my children. I don't want to have to be away from my kids. They may have grown up in a household that their parents weren't together, and they've told themselves, like, I can't tell you how many times I have sat and talked to a man who said he had promised himself he would not have that kind of a household. Like, he wants two parents in the household. And so the desire for that is so strong. There's such an attachment to that desire to create that picture in their head that even if they are unhappy to the point of stepping out the marriage or whatever leads to them cheating, they're not going to say, okay, let me just leave. Which brings me to where because again, I've had clients in all kinds of different situations. And I'm never going to judge anyone on whichever side of the situation you're on. I want to help guide you through it to get to where you belong, right? So there's a lot of situations where I'm talking to the other woman, the woman who is the side chick, the woman who is the mistress, right? And I'm trying to explain to her, like, listen, this man's not going to leave his wife or leave his girl. He's not going to do that. He may be entertaining you, right? But his perception is, I'm trying to keep the home I have intact. And though you guys may have all these great times and he may even express love and all these different things, he's also showing and telling you that he is not prepared to cross the line of leaving his household. All right? So for a lot of men, it's just that serious of an issue. And they're just not going to do it because they know there's ramifications, especially when it's marriage. See, when you can make a stronger argument for walking away when it's a committed relationship, but the same fears exist as far as being away from the children. Because there are a lot of men who they genuinely love their kids and they genuinely like being around their kids and they don't want to have to deal with a life without them being right there. And they know that, walking away means they're going to see them a lot less. So that is something that comes up a lot. And it's just another one of those reasons why he won't just leave instead of just cheating instead. All right, so we got a few more to go. And the next reason why a man cheats rather than just leaves a woman is because it is cheaper to keep her. I'm sure many of you have heard that term, that saying before. And this is definitely more applicable to marriage. And the reality is that for a lot of men, regardless of how they feel about the state of their marriage, state of their relationship, they know that there's going to be, typically for most situations, there's going to be, you could argue, because nowadays the financial dynamics have changed a lot. But for the most part, for a lot of people, there's going to be financial ramifications for that man if he leaves and divorces that woman. And so to him, it's like, yo, I'm not trying to deal with, possibly paying alimony and paying child support and, losing half my assets or whatever portion of my assets I have to lose. And so even though I am no longer happy here, right? Or even though I am mentally or emotionally checked out, I will just remedy that issue by stepping out. That's how he's thinking, all right? And so there's not really that much more to say about it. I think you guys completely understand where we're going here. It's just one of those things. And people could make the argument, oh, well, he's being selfish and all these things. But again, I'm just giving y'all the reality of what it is and why they do what they do. And I think if for a lot of men, if there weren't any financial ramifications, I think it would change for a lot of people. Some will still have the other concerns, whether it be kids or, again, the perception of family, keeping that together in the household, all these different things. But ultimately, money is a huge factor that scares off men. And even the men who aren't cheating, right? Because, again, not every man who's unhappy in his relationship cheats. But even the man who's miserable in his marriage or miserable in his relationship sometimes will not leave because he's concerned about just financially what's going to happen here. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's just one of those unfortunate realities of these situations. Hey, thank you for watching this video. Be sure to check this one out right here, and I'll see you there. Relationships are the key to a successful life. But there's 5 areas that we have to be mindful of when it comes to relationships. There's relationship with God, relationship with ourselves, relationship with family and friends,